This podcast is brought to you by Onyx Hunt. Know where you stand.
This podcast is brought to you by Yeti, built for the wild.
This podcast is sponsored by Lifetime Decoys, innovation in waterfowl. This podcast is brought to you by Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. This podcast is brought to you by Gunner Kennels, man's best kennel. This podcast is brought to you by Migra, custom waterfowl ammunition.
24/7 hunt. Y'all know what it is.
We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them.
Yeah.
We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads. We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them.
Yeah.
We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads.
This is a 24/7 Hunt podcast. Don't watch me, watch TV.
All right, episode 4.
It's good.
On 24/7 hunt. We got my boy in the building. Okay, so on here before we get started, myself, Renard Moody.
You know, Daryl Moore.
Warren Miller.
Ricky Nicholas.
And Jay Logan.
All right, Jay Logan in the building. So Daryl, go ahead and pop us off, baby. Let's get the questions. Let's get heated up in here.
We gonna start off like we start everybody off just right. Even though most of y'all know Jason is the camera, but he loves to hunt. Jason, let him know 10 green or 30 ducks. Just 30 regular ducks or 10 green heads.
I have to say, being a Georgia native, give me 30. Give me 30.
Sir.
Mixed bag, don't care what they are. 30 birds. Mixed bag.
Jason,
Man.
tell them how we do it, man. We gonna kill.
We got 30 minutes to kill whatever we can. And after that, we go eat. That's it.
Wow.
That's funny.
Jason Miller flipped the script on us, bro. He didn't took 10.
No.
10 green, baby.
No.
10 green.
He might not be
10
no
green.
no more, man. He didn't convert it, man.
He
didn't
fell
convert it.
victim.
Man.
I don't know what.
10 green.
So hey, man, let's jump right in it, man. Daryl, I know you got some heat. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and jump right in it. You know what I'm saying? Let's introduce everybody to Jason, and hey, let's tell them. A lot of people don't even know what Jason looks like. So let's do it.
So everybody that's seen the videos, you've seen, it pops up J Logan Creative. You've seen these, you've seen some tight videos. I mean, he going all in with us. I'm talking in the rain, the sunshine, the sleet, whatever he wanted people, whatever we've asked, he's been there for us. He stuck with us 100%. And it kind of helps power it, kind of help push us. So Jason, guess what we need to know, what everybody needs to know is what gives you that drive to kind of want to stick with us and to be able to be like, hey man, let's do it. Let's go crazy. You know what I mean? What gives you that? And how'd you start?
I mean, honestly, it comes down to kind of how I met Renard and how he took me on, because he knew, I was kind of new to the game. Whenever he picked me up, I had very little. I actually didn't have any content to show him, like my outdoor creativity yet. I had no content to show him. He kind of took me under his wing and kind of gave me a shot with the dove hunt and kind of the little video on his farm. And, that I had a lot of value in that, because I knew he just kind of took me under his wing before he even saw what I was worth.
For sure. So, you say you didn't have very much outdoor content. So for the people that don't know, kind of what was your thing before this? Because obviously you didn't just pick up a camera that day and was like, let's go shoot.
I've shot some music videos before. I do a lot of lifestyle videos, like maybe we're filming cars or climbing fire towers, like crazy stuff, just everyday life. And I really didn't think about turning it into a job or maybe pushing a brand or anything like that. But one of my friends, BJ Brown, gave me a call one day. And, that was just, he said, Renard Moody, this guy I've been following for a while. He's looking for a videographer. He put out an ad. So I just called him up, and there it went.
Yeah, for sure. So, you got the call. You got the call from your buddy. Hey, Moody, we're looking for a videography. You get his number. Y'all reach out. You do your thing, right? So here we are now, 2020. We killed it last year. We hit it hard. And you and Moody were coming in, and Miller and Rick from Louisiana, coming up here to Arkansas and whatever, whatnot. Man, so what's your experience been so far, just being with all of us?
Oh, it's been awesome. I didn't know duck hunting could even be this fun. I've actually never hunted in Arkansas before I went with you guys. And first off, the number of ducks blew my mind. Like I might have seen like, if I ever saw like 30 birds in a day, that was insane. And I literally would see like 30 a flock, and I'd see 100 of those. And I'm like, the number of wood ducks that would fly before a hunt, I'm like, what is going on?
Crazy.
And then Daryl's not even pulling up, shooting at him. I'm trying to film. And then somebody told me we don't even shoot those out here. I'm like, what?
Hey, crazy.
Whole different culture out there.
Okay.
So I guess this question gonna be for, I guess, Moody, Miller, and Rick. So we kind of know how, Moody, we know how you met Jason. Obviously, you just told us. So what's Jason kind of like taught you, or you kind of gained as, you know, something from Jason?
And honestly, man, Jason has taught me, you know, with him liking to hunt, me being in his shoes, I don't know if I could do it. So he's definitely taught me, you know, sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? He definitely put in, like, just as much as we sacrifice, he's been right there with us. And so, I mean, he definitely taught me, like, how to sacrifice about a goal that might not be your goal, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, just to buy into someone else's dream that, you know, once you know that, you know, it'll do good for people, you know, all around the country, or, you know, whatever the case it may be, you know what I'm saying? You know, the sacrifice, to just the drive, the tenacity to just keep on, you know, going with the plan, and, you know, and then, you know, reaping the benefits from that plan on the back end. And now, man, we rolling. So yeah, I definitely learned that from Jason, man. Hey, man, the dude when he said he was on board, man, that's exactly what happened. He was on board. So I definitely learned that from bro, for sure.
For sure. Miller, what's your take? What's your take right there?
Yeah, I would echo exactly what Renard said, man. You know, when I met Jason, man, I could see his level of commitment, his professionalism, and, you know, and then for me and for us, seeing our lives portrayed on the other side of the screen, that was something we never had done before. So, you know, the way he looks at things subjectively when he's filming is really cool. And again, to Renard's point, I mean, this guy, he loves to hunt. I mean, this joker kills big deer, he duck hunts, but his passion for being behind the lens and he really pushes us. I mean, he does. He pushes us, and his passion is definitely bleeding over into us. And you know, it's a unique perspective when somebody is passionate about what they're doing in support of someone else. And it says a lot about him as a person and his character. And I think, you know, nothing can stop us. We all the way up.
For sure. Rick, take it away.
Man, I got a lot to say, man. My man, Jay Logan. First thing is salute just for buying into the vision of 24/7 Hunt, man, because coming into it, you know, who knows what the outcome can be, and you came in, dive in face first. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit and tell you, when he showed up with those waders on, that borrowed jacket, his camera and the napkin, that whole side of it was like, okay, so this man's a master behind the lens, but he is completely foreign to doing it under this set of conditions.
Right.
So I enjoy watching the growth from the very first hunt of, you know, pulling out your napkin and getting your camera dried up, because the first hunt was in the rain, all the way to that very last hunt in a pair of nice, warm waders. That's been one of the most exciting things, man. And we'll flow into that a little later in the story, but that's where I'm at. Salute to that, and I'm enjoying the growth of watching you develop from a versatile media guy, a versatile visuals guy. So.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, guys. Yeah, the neoprene wasn't cutting it out there.
Hey, when he pulled it, first of all, Jason, if you can't tell in the picture, but Jason like 6'7", and so, you know, it's already hard enough to find some waders. So usually if somebody come unprepared, you be like, man, I got an extra pair. You just throw them on. Ain't nothing you do for a size 13, 14 foot and 6'7".
Yeah. Hey,
yeah, it's one thing to put on a pair of Sweetwater pants. You can't put on Sweetwater waders.
Joe, so hey, man, Jason's definitely like a brother to me, man, and shit, I love him to death. He's definitely one of the coolest dudes I know. So Hey man, y'all got to go long and hard to find a cool cameraman like we got.
I don't think it's possible.
No, it ain't. Hey, I remember when Moody's like, man, yeah, I got a camera dude. I got a camera dude. I'm like, all right, cool, you know. And then they dropped that first dove hunt, and I was like, man, that's tight, you know. He like, yeah, man, my boy hard. So you know, I'm thinking, hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I was stereotyping. I was thinking, all right, he gotta have some flavor. And so I finally got. He's like, man, we're gonna pick Jason up. I think from the airport. I was like, yeah, I'll get him. Don't worry about it. And man, I pull up there, and here come this tall white boy, skinny white boy. You know, he got the Adidas sweats on and some kicks and the ponytail and the hat.
Swagged out.
I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Swagalicious, baby.
Hey, one of the coolest dudes. By far, I met some cool dudes, and you know, somebody that's really in the film in the rain. And I mean, even one night, me and Jason stayed out in the woods to hold a hole. And you know, most people, cameraman ain't coming out there to, you know, sleep in the woods with you. You know, it was just me and him and Isaiah. So I think that just says a lot about his work ethic and buying into us, you know, to make sure that something's gonna happen. So, but
we gotta strip the title. We gotta strip the title away from Jason as a cameraman, because he has far exceeded cameraman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cameramen carry around a suitcase, and cameramen hop out of vehicles, and cameramen have hotel rooms. This man, when you say sleeping in a hole, like in a hammock.
Yeah, the hammock got to
in
go.
a hammock. Hey, here's something I want to throw out there for everybody that's listening. Duck hunting culture is different. Jason's culture versus Renard's culture versus Daryl's culture versus my culture are 10 different ways of how to kill a duck and how we do it. And what's beautiful about the whole 247 melting pot is that all cultures of duck hunting it comes in and it's accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, for the guys who throws the wood duck out the picture, to the guy who will want to, you know, will mount that wood duck in that same hunt. That's what's so beautiful to me about it, is just how all these cultures mix together when you're in the woods and you're on that common goal of appreciating the art of the bird doing what the bird does best. So I gotta say that, man, that's huge for me. That's huge for what you bring to the table. You capture those moments, and we all get to revisit that for the rest of our lives. So it's that big to me, man, that big.
For sure. Because I think.
Oh, go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think, you know, we talk about the different cultures. I think one of the biggest things, I'm gonna throw it out here now, because we done had the text conversation about it. And we want y'all in the comments on this video, whatever you're looking at, I want you to tell us right now, is it a strap pick or is it a log pick? Because Moody, he ain't about the log pick, you know.
I'm gonna ask Jason. Okay, Jason, you seen the log. You the man behind the lens. You know what I'm saying? So after the hunt's done, you snapping your photos of us, the crew, whatever the case may be, subjects, the birds. What looks best in your eyes? The birds laying on the log, or you like them hanging from a tree? You know what I'm saying? Let the boys know what's going on.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the first 20 pictures I took of ducks was laying on logs, and that's the way I like it.
That's the way you like it? Okay.
Yeah.
See, me, I'm not a log picture fan. I think, you know, Daryl, he loves the log, so Ricky,
I'm a strap man.
I'm a strap man too. Ricky being from the marsh, y'all ain't got no logs down there.
Boat pick.
We got a few logs, but we normally do motor pictures. We normally hang our birds off the back of a motor, because that's normally the only thing floating around there is your motor. So we do motor pictures where I'm from.
Photos. Okay, cool. So man, Jason, what you you know, you being a hunter yourself, but you also like film. For
sure.
I know, like, I guess, is it hard sometimes with you coming out with us and, you know, you're filming and you really ain't hunting? So does that kill you sometimes, or is it like you're doing something you love so it doesn't matter? Like, give me your perspective on that.
Honestly, it's the latter. I really enjoy, you know, I'm almost hunting myself, because I got to shoot the bird in the frame. Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing for me. I really enjoy seeing the amount of ducks that we do see out there, and really telling the story actually has turned out to be a lot more exciting than I even thought it could be. I have actually enjoyed filming and telling the story more than shooting the birds, for sure, 100%.
That's pretty cool. So I guess our little filming style, not to give them too much sauce and nothing like that.
No, can't do that.
Uh, you know, how our episodes kind of go, we kind of get a little light introduction, you know what I'm saying? And then we roll into the hunt. And then after that, we do little, we do our little cutaways and stuff like that about what we're talking about. So I guess I say that to say, like, what is your favorite subject to put on? Is it the action? Is it the people, when we're talking to the camera, like, what is your favorite, your favorite subject to film?
I really like going back and forth because I think that can draw a lot of attention to specific scenes by showing the contrast between others. So I like showing the action, and then probably my favorite to answer your question would be the raw scenes, whatever that is. It could just be someone cooking on the boat, like just something raw that happened there with not a lot of flashy editing. Or I mean, the interviews are great, but the raw moments, that's what really means the most to me, because that's something that we experience, and we're really the only ones that know what the actual feelings there were. And I like trying to express that in my videos.
So I think one of the coolest things about Jason is y'all might have something different, but I think we all can say this. We most time we're tired, we got up, it's 2:00 in the morning, whatever the case may be, and after you're done the hunt, we got to do the interviews or whatever. And there's stuff that I forget even happened. And Jason doesn't take no paper out there, nothing. But that dude could tell you every single thing that went down the hunt from the time we woke up to the time we get to the ramp. I think that's just, that telling the story that he can do and, remember it. I can barely remember what I had ate for breakfast that morning.
Well, I think that's the part that Jason, when he says he's hunting with the camera, he's recollecting things to memory that we don't have to think about, right? So that shows me how passionate he is about what he does. Because to your point, I mean, that Joker remembers stuff, man. I'm like, man, I'm like, what? We didn't do that. Like, yeah, I got it on film. I'm like, oh, okay. But he's passionate about it, man, and it shows in his level of professionalism, the quality of the work, and his commitment. I mean, we wanted to shut it down after we hunt, and Jason's like, hey, man, we got to get these cutaways. I mean, he's on the job, man. So big ups to you, bro. We love you, man, and appreciate you. We're excited about the future.
Heck, yo.
Hey, man, I got something. I think this would be a good one for us to talk about. Then Jason, you can answer this question. We'll let you go last. All right, Moody, who is the best interviewer? The best, get up there and knock it out the park. In your opinion?
I'm probably gonna have to go with Miller on that one, man. Just from what I ain't never seen him say, hey, I gotta redo that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I have to go with. I'm gonna have to go up on that one. I think he, you know what I'm saying? I think he's the best.
All right. Miller, who you think?
For me, man, I like the vocal and voice inflection when you talk, because that's how people know you're excited about what you're doing. And so, I mean, I don't ever want any of us to get to the point where we're just monotone and we're just doing a cutaway. It should be, I get excited about talking about hunting. And when I lose that, it's time for me to stop hunting. But to answer the question specifically, I'm probably going to have to go with Daryl. I mean, I like Daryl. Daryl is, he has that same energy. I mean, that smile, he just, he brings that same energy every time, man. And it's contagious. So.
Rick, what you got? Who you going with?
It's so funny, dude. Miller is he's really transparent, and he's really good at converting how he feels about something and making you understand what he feels. I tell you, it's not you, in my opinion. Daryl Moore on the Birds in Arkansas. I be wanting to throw something at him every time. I don't care if it's a lighten up stick. Daryl Moore, I hear with the guys. I want the mallets. But that just show you how laser sharp Daryl is with, hey, I'm here for a mission, bro. Get this camera on my face. I'm ready to call these birds. Renard is funny as heck because he getting there and he just swagged out, just we on the birds. I got the crew. I was just like, okay, so I can't be Daryl. I need to be happy like Renard, but I'm kind of more like Miller. So that's what goes through my mind with all the interviews. So
Hey, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm the worst when it comes to interviewing about the hunt. Man, I'm better off if you just had a camera on me and just let me talk. You know what I mean? Don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. Huh?
Let's hear from Jason, man, the boy that gets to see it all.
I have to say, everyone's got their strong points. If I had to give it to someone who's the best first take, Miller takes the cake every day of the week. Miller nails it the first take every time. Daryl and Jim, they got the sauce. They tell people what they want to hear a lot of times. I do agree with Ricky. Sometimes if Daryl's got the mission mindset, I don't get much out of him. But then Renard, he is very specific with his word choice. He wants to know before he speaks, we got to lay it out exactly what he's going to say. And he wants it to sound a certain way. But if I had to give, the award to someone, I'd say Miller.
Heck yeah. So Jason, man, you what do you got in plans? Not getting new style stuff coming with us this year, or you just honing in on the stuff you already do. Just that's almost like a yes or no question, but hey.
Well, while I'm definitely trying to work on my craft and kind of hone it into what I think is my style. If I had to give a short answer without giving too much away, I'd say I want to incorporate a little bit more raw stuff. Yeah. I want to drop more raw stuff throughout the season for everybody to kind of get a more realistic feel of like who we are as a group, if that makes sense.
Hey, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it out here, dog, because me, I gotta go ahead and say it. What you think about all these guys out here stealing, just trying to get your sauce, man? Hey, we seen a couple videos out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what you think about that? Do you like inspiring people, or do you like, hey, let me be my own identity in the hunt?
My thing is, you can never get ahead if you're following someone else. So I enjoy inspiring other people. Yeah. But my sauce is always going to be the first sauce to hit the market. So everyone's always going to be on that first. And,
Often imitated, never duplicated, baby. Leave that.
Let's get it, man. Let's
get it. We're not going to say no names, but this is 100% factual that a wave was started. A barrier was broken in the world. You know what I'm saying? A barrier was broken and it's been accepted. And I think that's a big part of Jason. And that's going to also go back to Moody having that vision, that vision that helped us push that way for sure. So,
Jason, when you first asked me like what kind of music we wanted to put on there, and I told you rap, I guess what was your initial thoughts on that? How did you think it would go with the industry?
Really no expectations. I said we're gonna see what happens. I said I'm gonna do it because I'm down with it, and you guys were a super cool group, and there was no way I was gonna drop anything over rap and my expectations of what it might have done. But when I finally overlaid the rap on the first video, I was with it. I was like, wow. I was like, I ain't seen this before. Yeah. Like, we're gonna put this out there and people are either gonna hate it or they're gonna love it. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, man.
Absolutely. You absolutely got some guys that hate it, man, but for the ones who love it, dude, it's great to be able to just do what you have to do and not change who you are to participate in this sport. And there's so many people that I meet at the boat launch who are listening to the exact same playlist that I am. So I knew that was always a good thing. I think of damn near every boat launch I went to, dude, they got somebody jamming some music that we jam. It's crazy.
Yeah. So man, Jason, one thing I want to do this year, bro, I gotta get you in there with the birds, and you're gonna let me grab the camera, dog. So boy saying, saying hell no, hell to the no.
You want to edit that episode too?
Yeah, man. I want to Hey, come on, give it to me.
Hey, I'm gonna go
There
ahead.
will be a chance to get some raw stuff though, Jason. Get you in there blasting a few of them. We just had to find somebody that can hold the camera steady. You know, Renard got the shakes.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and donate that task to Ricky.
For sure.
I second that. I second that.
Our Jim. Anybody but Moody.
That's one thing I like too, man. Jason is cool with the camera. So Jason, tell me about your relationship with Ricky a little bit. You guys kind of speak the same language when it comes to media and stuff like that. So, tell me how, this, I noticed when our first couple of hunts, you and him were going back and forth about different things, and shed some light on what you might have picked up from Ricky, and Ricky, tell me some stuff you might have picked up on from Jason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At first, I had no idea who Ricky was. I was not told he was going to be there. And then he told me he had a camera, and I was like, all right, yeah, he's got a camera. Like, what's he going to do with it? And then he pulled the drone out, and I was like, okay, so he's a little bit serious. And but then I started to see a lot more of the organized side of things, and I was like, he's talking about me with a napkin.
Yeah.
He was over there with every single thing he could have needed and more. And I was like, okay, this guy might really be out here. And he definitely showed me how important organization was. It could have been like I didn't have a battery and he had it, or a light that I might have needed. Like there was a lot of things that Ricky showed me on that end of things. Like this man carries like cold medication if he gets a cold, or like sinuses. He's literally got everything you might need. And so that's kind of
the walking Walmart.
So like he saved my butt that day. Like you said, it was raining, and he had a dry bag for my gear that I didn't have in the rain. So he definitely showed me the preparation side of things and how important that was.
So Ricky, what I'm saying?
For me, I learned from Jason with how good he was with that camera. I learned how much of the hunt I was leaving out. He tells the whole story. He gets interpersonal, whether it be from, on the birds or on the body language, up close and personal, pulled back out. He just painted a picture of the hunt that I was leaving half of it out. So it made me go back to the drawing board as a suspect media guy. That's what I call myself, a suspect. I'm not a photographer. I'm not a videographer. It's too good to not capture and save for later. So let me get a camera type deal. But yeah, he showed me just how to capture that hunt more fully to be able to bring that all back. So that was huge.
Heck yeah.
For sure.
Jason, I know, we ain't gonna be too long. When it comes to the hunt and you filming, what do you rather? You rather like those big groups come in, you getting them on camera, or do you like those 3 or 4 that trickle in throughout the morning and you get those on camera? What would you rather see?
They both have their benefits, but it really comes down to which lens I got on. Because I'm like, I could be shooting tight with my 85, and that's when the group 100 dropped in there, and I can't even see all the birds in the frame. And I'm like, I just switched out my wide angle. So that's kind of, and then when you got a couple coming in, you can hardly see them with the wide angle. So it's a constant battle of like, okay, for this hour right here, I'm going to shoot wide, and whatever happens. I'm shooting wide. And then I switch out. And I shoot tight, and I'm going to get up on a bird close and try to follow it all the way through the action. But it really depends on which lens I've got on at the moment. But outside of camera wise, when you and Daryl landed that huge group of like 100 birds, I could hardly look at my camera. Like I was just watching the birds. It was a struggle. It was a struggle to look at my camera. I wanted to see it in all of its glory.
So Jason, I'm gonna take it. You never had 100 mileage land in front of you to that day, correct?
No.
So being from the backside of it, not having a gun in your hand, what'd your heart feel like? Because that's, to me, I love the way my heart feels when I'm talking to them and that big group come through. So what'd your heart feel like when them ducks came through?
First, it was magical. I was like, whoa. And then I realized I was on the job. I got scared that I was gonna miss it. I was like, my heart was beating on that end of things. Like I got my 85 on here, and I got to do my best job of getting as many ducks in frame as I can. So yeah, I started freaking out that, when y'all are celebrating afterwards, I didn't want to be the guy that y'all were like, did you get it? Did you get it? And I'm like, nope.
For sure. Man, that was actually a crazy morning. Think about it. Cause it was only me, Moody, and my God, who was else with us? Who's the other guy?
Oh, his cousin. I think it was his cousin.
No, I
Was it
thought
'cause-
it was just me, you, and Jason, bro.
It might have been that morning.
Yeah. We did a few times, so you can't
Yeah.
give it. But it always happened. It seemed like that big group burst always came. It was only like 3 of us when it happened. It
Yep.
never happened when we had like the full group. Something
Yeah.
about it.
They know when the killers ain't. They know when the killers ain't there.
I want to ask Jason, man, from a video, audio, media standpoint, explain to people how difficult it is to have all of that on you as far as all those responsibilities. You look at normal videography, media, you have a audio engineer, you have a visual engineer, you have a photographer, you got your whole picture guy, and then you got your in-tight guy. Speak that piece, man.
Dude, this is the first time, me coming on with Renard, also from the beginning, it was a lot more appealing because I had no idea what I was up against. When you come out there and you are sound, so now I'm worried about my mic, and say it slipped out a little bit. You can't use that audio. It's making some loud, ugly noise. So now I got to make sure my mic's in, and I got my light on top. Well, now the batteries are dying. Oh, do I have spare batteries? No, but Ricky does. So I'm good. And now I go, are my camera batteries charged? I'm good there. And now, you guys typically as hunters sit in one spot, whereas as a single videographer, I move about a mile every morning in the woods. But it comes down to keeping the camera gear dry, man. I fell down. You guys remember the one time I fell down, had to hold the camera over my head and the water came up to my chest, filled my waders up, but we finished the hunt. I mean, so there's I operate out of one of the little decoy sleds. That's where my bag sits, inside of a decoy sled. So it's a lot more.
Can we have a moment of silence for Jason's drone?
He can't drive.
Jason, mentioning that, talking about moving around in the duck blind, do you like video and deer hunts? I mean, what do you think about sitting just the opposite, in a deer hunt situation? Obviously, you're not moving around. There's none of that noise. There's so much less chaos, and it's just waiting for it to unfold. And hopefully they don't miss like Renard did when the deer shows up. But what do you think about video and deer hunting? I mean, it's totally opposite from the duck hunting thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different entity. It's the deer hunt, I can slow down and relax just like the hunter. Oftentimes in duck hunting, I'm hunting with you guys. It's just as intense. Deer hunting is just as tranquil.
Right.
I can sit there. A lot of the other shots come before or after the hunt, but when I'm actually sitting there hunting, I get to enjoy the hunt just like Renard or whoever else is there. It's really slow paced compared to the duck. I know you guys are freaking out the whole time trying to land a group, and I'm trying to move around and do the same thing you guys are doing. But yeah, it's stressful with the ducks and peaceful with the deer.
Yeah.
So man, we about to wrap it up here. I just want to ask Jason one last question. Jason, give some words of encouragement or advice to all the camera guys out there that want to, pursue, big filming the outdoors and stuff like that. What can you say for them?
What I would tell everyone, when it comes to camera gear, don't get caught up in I've got to have the next best lens, the next best body, next best drone. Film often and film with what you got. If you just keep filming, see a lot of people will go out and buy these expensive things, but they don't know how to use them. Start at square one and you'll understand where you need to expand. You'll understand I need this now, or I need this now. And that'll kind of, for duck hunting, you may not need certain things. And if you just go ahead and buy it, you've got things you will never know how to use and that you don't need to use. But if you start small, film with what you got and expand where you need to, you'll have a very tailored package for what you're trying to do. And that'll help you be more successful and hopefully want to keep filming things.
Heard that.
Stuff right there.
For sure.
Wrap us up, Daryl. What you got, man?
Man, all I got to say is y'all better stay tuned this season because I know Jason got a lot cooking in his mind. I mean, we're still halfway through the summer, but, we're going to be working extra hard this year. I know it's on all of us that we're going to push 5 times harder than what we did last year, and we're going to really go at it this year. And I think it's good for everybody to kind of hear from Jason because he's going to be a real big driving force from all of us because, I always look at Moody's kind of like that lead train car, and we just kind of, follow behind and keep pushing. you know, Jason's kind of like a boost that just really drives it. So just stay tuned.
24/7 Hunt, man.
4/7.
4/7, baby.
Later.
Stay tuned.